So, in the field of mental health, an acronym that I came across is the word FINE, FINE. And I'm fine is really saying to yourself that there is a feeling inside that is not being expressed. Feeling inside, not expressed. So, today we're going to talk about recovery. We thank you all for being here with me today. I want to talk about recovery for the Alternative Recovery Solutions Program. So, in recovery, we will provide alternatives to our recovery success. There are ways that we can experience our lived vibration and do it differently than what the traditional 12 steps tell us we can. So, I recently reviewed a podcast that said when we are supported, we must abide by the rules of engagement or the rules of that support, meaning one, what those who are in power want us to do for them, we must do when we are engaged. There is no doing it our way, there is no independence there. It's just do it the way we're told instead of being our own visionary. Number two, we have more people to gain approval from, creating a longer decision process in order to successfully survive and arrive. Number three, we put someone other than ourselves in the driver's seat, meaning we want someone else to do the work for us. But what happens when people get angry for carrying us around when it becomes too much for another person to even bear? That's what we're talking about today. So we're going to take that fine mask off and we're going to get to work. So, how are we going to do that? Let's go. The first thing I want to talk about in recovery is there is a thing called the curse, the sacrifice, and then the transformation. So, when we look at recovery, that is something very significant there. The curse in itself is the fact that we have lowered our vibrational areas of thought to where we can't even realize that we are a human being and we're worthy of success. We're worthy of recovery. We are worthy of the fundamental rights and abilities for freedom. That's the curse. And the sacrifice is us when we go into that addictive mode. But what does addiction say? The enemy can be used by anyone. The enemy will use anyone in order to gain its plot and its plan. We would never go into addiction if we realized that it was a game that was being played and we were the game piece. So I want you to think about that. When we are not in front of a crowd, we won't need to perform. We can be our true and genuine selves. We learned this position during COVID. Many people could no longer entertain the crowd because there was no one there. So they lost the ability to perform, becoming themselves right in front of them. Solitude is a eye opener. It's a awakening. And when it's just us, we gain justice because we realize that the inner energy can create an outward appearance of an enemy who can and will use anyone or anything to accomplish a plan. We just need to make sure that the goal of success is accomplished here. How do we become solid in an audience of one? We have to realize that we are the person in the position of passion and that it flows through us. Without the distractions, the world could be seen much more clearly. And that's what recovery tells us, that we should speak confidently. We do not need to be the sacrificial lamb. That sacrifice is not us. When we're entertaining the crowd, that's what happens. We become the sacrificial lamb. And, you know, it's something that we should not endure. Recovery says that we should speak confidently because truth will come forth from these words of experience, of wisdom that we have encountered over time. See, people can't take our experience away. When we're younger and we hear the history lessons in life, we never realize if it's true or not because it was his story. That's how he saw it. So he created it, he wrote it, and he impacted the viewpoints of what we study. But when we learn history the way we see it, his story or her story, then it's different. And that's what I want you to realize, that the sacrifice is entertaining the crowd. So speak confidently. When you have the platform, when you're there, you speak confidently because you're the one that's telling the story and you're the only one that can tell the story from your point of view. And the next thing I want you to understand, to truly transform, you can never blame another person. Hear me, I'm going to say it again. To truly transform in this life, you can never blame another person. So when we put someone else in the driver's seat of our lives, we lose control of the actions that we could have taken at one point. And addiction says, bite the bait, let them do it. Blame the other person for the past failures so you don't have to work on yourself. And you get deeper and deeper into the illusion and delusion of the guilt that has been expressed. This acts as a temporary buffer, something that we don't have to do the work on. This world has punished those who have been independent for far too long. They put so much on the backs of those who are responsible, but it doesn't stop you from being that responsible person. Don't look at it as, oh, they can do it for me. We need to look at it like, I dare you to see that it can be done for you, by you. Get it out. Get it out the mud for you. That way, we owe nothing for what we have gained in this life. We owe no one. We owe no one for what we have gained in this life, right? The payback is far too interest bearing. They will charge you for something that you had to learn. How does that look? Charging you for something you had to learn, go through, blood, sweat, and tears to transform into. And they got an interest bearing account per diem, per day. They haven't even invested in the blood, sweat, and tears of your thoughts. This is what I speak about in Alternative Recovery Solutions Facebook page every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're not trying to overwhelm you with a lot of idioms or scientific studies or researchable data. We just want you to understand that you are in control of your life. You are definitely in control of your life. And when you are the person who is in control, you can lay that old version of yourself away. You can put it away so you can grow and transform into the new, improved version of who you are. Thank you so much for viewing this information. And if it did hit home for you, please hit the like button, and you can either DM me or you can email me. I'm shinedarina@gmail.com, where we can definitely talk one-on-one, or we can do a Zoom conference or something of that nature if you're looking to figure out how to build yourself from where you are. Recovery is a journey that is magnified by each individual person, and no one has the answer. The answer is all within you, yet being on this journey all alone is kind of hard to consume, especially when we've been taught that we need to suppress all of our emotions unless we have a crowd. And with that, we thank you so much, and we'll see you next Tuesday, and you have a great rest of your day.